Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Notorious Momz, the podcast. And I'm here with my very special guest, Miss Francois, the great, the one, the only. Tell the people who you are.
Well, first of all, my name is Miss. That's MSS. That's for multi-talented and super sexy. So it's
Mhm.
Miss Francois. I'm an entertainer, author. I'm amazing. I'm the host of my own TV show called The
Love
Miss
it.
Francois Show, where we have candid conversation, a variety of entertainment, and I use humor to help you deal with your dysfunctional relationship. And also, I said I was an author, not of one, but two books. I am that a good. And I'm sure we're going to talk about one of those books today, but one of those books is Lights Camera Launch, where I help you use the Me In team to have a professional TV show. I am so amazing and
Oh,
cute. Go
I
ahead.
love that. I want to talk about the other book, though. We're going to talk about how to get over the bleep, bleep, bleep.
So,
Man,
yes.
that's what it says on the
Cause so that
cover.
that book is called Let That Beep Man Go. And I always tell people to have symbols in the middle. One, I actually don't curse, but it's like then the symbols could mean anything to anyone. And
Right?
it's not a male bashing book, ladies. Okay. It's 5+ steps to getting over a breakup. Basically, you're getting over to that emotional breakthrough you're making. So it could be let that stinky man go, let that damn man go, whatever word that makes you feel good and get that anger out. Because
Mhm.
when you break up with a man or he leaves you, you're not going, oh, I love that man. He was so great. You pissed off. So
Yeah.
let's get pissed off and let's get back to get into that next chapter in life and not, eating ourselves or not eating at all or not bathing and getting all depressed.
Yes, that is it's true. Everybody deals with breakups differently. I think that breakups really suck. We know this. And I'm very happy that you got this book going on because I've been through my fair share of breakups. I think I think the breakup that most affected me was when I was 18. I know it was young, but it was like I was really into this guy and I thought he was really into me. And that was like when I started diving into like the whole dating world and he kind of broke my heart and I was so depressed. I think I cried for like a month.
Do you know what they actually said? According to how long you've been with someone, it takes half as much time to get over a breakup. So a lot of times I tell people don't even be hard on yourself. It's good. That's what it is. Sometimes you have to be in the moment. You have to experience it. Don't be hanging out with your friends. Well, girl, you just need to get up under someone in order to get over him. Don't listen to those people. They ain't your friends.
My friends told me that before. The best way to get over a man is to get under a new one. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It works for some, maybe.
Yeah, it works temporarily. If that guy lasts for about 2 minutes, that's how long you're gonna be getting over that
Exactly.
situation.
And
Okay,
you'll be back to the same crap.
exactly, because
Um,
we didn't deal with it.
yes. So Miss Francois, where did this come about?
Girl,
Did you
I
have a
got man issues. Okay, I don't want none of you all there thinking, "Oh my God, she cares about us and she was thinking about us, trying to help us get over breakups." No, I was stressed out. Okay, I wasn't bathing. I remember staying home from work for 2, 3 days. I smelled myself one day. I was like, "Oh no." And I started reaching out to friends, like asking them how they got over their breakups. And so it's partly from my experience and a lot of other women experience also while I compile some of these things. And
Mhm.
again, whenever you do read a book, it's so many different ways to get over breakup. You might need all of them because you're so traumatized. You might need only one. But honestly, it's because of experience. I had enough men in my life. I ain't no hoe, but I'm just saying.
I think you've been having me laughing since the day that we spoke. So I'm gonna just say this, right? Miss Francois and her and I have been conversing over email. So she sends me an email with her phone number saying, "Can we talk?" And I called her because I sometimes forget that texting is like the first thing. It's like a rule. It's an unspoken rule. You don't just
Hmm.
call somebody. You got to text them first. So I made the mistake and called this woman, and she didn't cuss me out, but she told me about myself. I was like, oh my God. Since then, she has had me rolling on the floor.
People don't understand laughter is the best medicine. It's actually stated. It gets you endorphins. Even if you're in pain, it temporarily relieves that pain. So I'm all about laughter and humor. It makes everything so much easier.
I agree. I'm the same way. So back to the book. So 5 ways. So everybody, I'm gonna like I want you to give the information after we chat. But like, what's the first thing that you suggest for women to do when they first breaking up? Like I know grief, it's like in stages, right? So you go through the anger, then you're sad, and then you're asking yourself questions. So what would be like the first thing that you would suggest to women or men if they're experiencing a breakup?
I see. That's one of the first things. So it's nice to have the steps and all these things, but that's why I said sometimes you do need to go through those stages to just sit with yourself sometimes. Because sometimes when you're trying to just do 100 different things, you're just masking everything. And we
Yes.
shouldn't be masking everything because that's how trauma happens. And years later, someone says, "Hey girl, I don't like your green sweater," and then all of a sudden you're cussing someone else for no reason. Okay,
Yeah.
I only did that like once or twice, but I've learned my lesson. Personal development is real.
Right.
Okay. So honestly, you just have to go through those moments. It's okay to cry. It's okay to vent. It's okay to be angry. Don't try to be the tough one. Oh, I need that man, girl. I'm good. You know what? I'm glad he left me. Like, who are you lying to? Your friends or you're lying to yourself? So
Right.
you just need to sit with yourself and just be in the moment, experience whatever you need to experience, and then let's slowly get into some steps.
Gotcha.
Damn, I'm smart. Shit.
So I think that that is one thing, and I know that I used to do that too, like going through the breakups that I've gone through. Like I've always tried to mask my feelings because I've always been the strong one. So I didn't really want to cry, or I didn't want to talk about how I was feeling. And like as I got older, I realized that that is not very healthy.
Well, you're pretty smart.
And that's what happens. Like somebody says something about something totally unrelated, and then you're like, you just blow up.
Yeah, the ugly cry too. Not too attractive.
It's definitely the ugly cry. So the breakup. How long were you dating this person?
Which one of my many men?
Let's say the last one.
That bastard! I swear to God, and it's because of him. Like again, I've been through a few breakups. I've been in a relationship for 7 years, 3 years. I'm someone that loves relationship because I love feeling, having to know someone is there for you because your mom and dad is great. But
Right.
when you enter with someone else, a partner, you add some sex and you add, that connection. It's an amazing thing. Someone to share your life with, all that good stuff. So I love relationship, but my last relationship is definitely the one that shook me a little
Hmm.
because when you start planning and seeing that house and the kids and all that stuff,
Yeah.
that's like on another level. And when this particular person was spending 8 days out of the week, 25 hours a day with you, how the hell does he find time for cheating? So when
Um,
that enters into it, you get confused. You start to break yourself down. What did I not see? What flag was there that you tell yourself all these amazing stories, but like everybody's situation and cheating is different for different people. Some people could, after cheating, definitely get back with someone. Because I always say there's level to cheating. For
mhm.
me and for him, I should say, was prostitutes. There's levels to that shit. So prostitutes, look, prostitutes make me have to go pay a co-payment to a doctor to make sure I'm fine. I
Right.
don't like spending money. So that's no. Okay.
Right.
So I think even I honestly could say after even that, I still tried to make the relationship work. But
Mhm.
when you really, again, sometimes when you're alone time and this starts to really go all over the place, I really love myself way more than I loved him or the relationship. So I choose me and I had to separate myself from that situation. Okay,
Right.
I can't be going to no doctor for no pills for no. Yeah, I've had my share of my STDs. Okay, read the book. It's that's in there too. So So far, all those STDs have been curable. So I ain't trying to get something that I can't cure.
Oh
Make
my
sense?
God. Listen to me. I think that's one thing. That's one thing. In the relationships that I've been with, that's something that we talk about. And I'd be like, look, I don't know what you're doing out there, but try your best to be protected. But sometimes people are just so careless,
Yeah, girl, that
super
little
careless.
2 minutes was excitement.
And these damn co-pays are like, it's a lot of money to go to the damn doctor these days.
Exactly. I
Shit.
have deductibles I gotta meet.
So now when you say that there's levels to cheating, what levels are you talking about?
So this is how I see it, right? Because people be like, if my man cheat,
Break it
I'm
down for
leaving
me.
him. I'm like, shut the hell up. If my man cheat, I ain't leaving my man that quick. You gotta think about it. Cause it have the kind of cheating some people, you know how your man be like, oh, it just happened. I don't know what happened. No, he was planning that in his mind. He already saw her. They've been talking at some point, or he'd be like, if the situation arise, that's premeditated. Nothing just happens. Penis
Right,
here, vagina here, it just doesn't happen.
right,
So certain situations, like mine's, for instance, he was seeing prostitutes long before me. That's a habit. That is
right,
a hobby.
right.
So that you know what I'm saying, that's
That's
premeditated.
a
You know
sport.
you right. So I can't condone that. That's not something. But honestly, sometimes people do have situations that they do go out and cheat for whatever reason. They regret it. Sometimes they honest and tell you. So that's why I tell people it's two people in a relationship. When you want to bring a third and fourth people for advice that is not good, that have no business being in your business, could make certain things even worse. So my thing is, with cheating, everybody's situation is different. That's between two people that need to sit down and decide if they want it to work. If two people want something to work after a situation such as cheating, that's between those two people. Some people, and it's not going to work if one person definitely don't want to be in it. So again, other people should mind their business and let two people figure out where the next step. And sometimes they might be able to figure it right then and there. Maybe you might need therapist, psychologist, whatever the case might be, but not your next door neighbor. That's so no, that's not gonna work. Okay.
So do you think that outside influences sometimes affect relationships when it comes to like cheating and
Girl,
stuff
you
like that?
telling me that messed up some of your relationship. Sometimes those advices, their girlfriends hyped you up, you going back home. Yeah, Jennifer did this with her man. Why we don't do that? What? You don't know what Jennifer and her man doing because behind closed doors. You don't know if he give her the real attention. Sometimes people just like on social media, everything looks beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, we go to these fancy events and we live in our best life, and then they're home fighting every 24 hours a day. He cheating 24 hours a day. They have an open relationship. You don't know. So be careful who you're taking this advice from. To me, I could understand if someone been married for years, and if 30 years, 40 years, and even those people, I like to remind people, once someone say, oh, I've been married for 40 years, and we're like, oh my God, you don't know if that's 39 years of torture and one great year. You don't
Right.
know. So
Right.
just be conscious. I'm not saying not to take advice. Just be conscious of who you're getting the advice from and the experience that they have had in their life that they could pour into you. Me and you being the exact same age, me and you been hanging out for the last 20 years. I know everything you have done and you know everything I've done. What advice you can truly give me if we're basically twins and are doing everything the same? No
Right.
one is blind leading the blinder, if that makes sense, or the deaf leading the blind. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. Because I've been in situations like that myself. Sometimes I see something and I'm like, I'll look at my husband and be like, why you don't do that like that? Or sometimes I've gotten better because like you said, everybody, you don't know what people go through. You don't know if it's real, you don't know if it's fake. A lot of people like to, especially like on social media, you go on there and it's like everything looks beautiful and the traveling and everything
Mhm.
looks so lovely and it's just
And
like,
this time
wow.
the credit report is crap. They in debt, you know.
Yeah, just so that it feels good, or just so that it seems like it's good.
Exactly. So I'm not into that. That's why, to just know yourself and do what's good for you, what makes you happy. Not people just keep looking on the outside from the Kim Kardashians and their kind of lifestyle. I always say if we switch places, you don't know if you're able to even handle some of the things that family goes through.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be glad to go back into your poor in your regular 9 to 5 job because you actually have a peace of mind.
Yes. Yes. Kim Kardashian and them, they got a lot of drama though. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might want that life. It looks glamorous to a point. The money, the clothes, the hair, the makeup, the superstar, all the events they go to. But that's good for them. Let them handle that. I don't want that. That's too much. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, I don't know. I like the glitz and the glamour. I do a little bit, but I don't know if I don't want to be a Kardashian.
Yeah,
You know,
it's what you will. I always say is you could have that, but it's what might come attached to it. Are you able to? There's consequences to everything, good, bad, whatever. The glitz and the if you can handle certain things, fine. If you can't, just stay in the back. Just don't do it to yourself.
yeah. I feel like relationships are like that too. Like, we're talking about like other people's outside advice. I think that there's so many people that like go through things and it's like you always say what you would never do. I get a lot of that too. Like people that I've spoken to, like my friends from before, or like my friends that are not my friends anymore.
Thank
But
God.
every time I was going through something, they would be like, "Oh, you
If it
know,
was me, I
it's
would have done this. You don't know nothing until
yes,
you're in it.
yes." And that's something that I've learned as I got older. Like dealing, being married and dealing with like other married couples and speaking to other people that are married. It's like you don't know. Like marriage is it's a lot.
It takes work. It's like anything else. And if you want something and you love something, you're going to put in whatever you need to put in order for it to continue to flourish. And it's all about growth. Even if you're
Mhm.
single, it's growth. And you can't stay stagnant because things going to change. So you're going to change, he's going to change, but you grow together. And
Right.
once people are open, I think a lot of times people are not open. And people run from change, and that's the issue. When one person in relationship stays stagnant and the other one continues to grow and experience things, you're gonna have problems, you're gonna have friction, and then someone gonna be cheating. And it could be, even if cheating doesn't even have to be with someone else's, they just they just separate or they grow apart from each other.
Right. So, do you think that like when people are in relationships and the fact that they grow apart, do you think that that's like a good reason for somebody to cheat?
That's not, it's never, honestly, when you think about it, there's never a great reason for someone to cheat, because a lot of times it's so much more that could be done before it even gets to that. Have we communicated? Have we tried to fix things? What it is that we need to do? Do we need therapy? We need it. So to me, it's so many things before we get to that. That shouldn't be, oh, this is what's going on right now, I should cheat tomorrow. Who is that really hurting at the end of the day? And I always tell people, you go out and cheat, regardless if it's man, woman, whoever decides to do it, is still a consequence. Because when you go out and cheat and you feel good for that particular moment, when the person does find out and it comes to the surface, are you willing to lose your house, your kids, your family? If you're willing to do that, then fine, go out and cheat and have a fun time. But if you're not, then shut the hell up and try to fix home before you go outside of home.
Right, because I think a lot of people don't understand those consequences too when it comes to cheating and just like violating the trust of being in a relationship. People are married, they got kids, they got houses, they have all these things in between. And it's just like some people just cannot get over cheating.
No, exactly, and that's why I say everybody is different. I I'm one of those people, girl. I'm sorry. No, no,
You
no.
don't you didn't get over it. You didn't
I
try to
got
work on
over
it.
it, but I can't. I will not. I don't condone it. Like some people could get over it and continue in that relationship.
Mm.
I could get over it and move on into a new relationship.
Ah. So do you think that being in a relationship with someone that has cheated on you, do you think it's worth working on? Or do you think that it's better to move on? It's better to grieve it and then just move on from it.
Again, everybody's situation is different. I have seen people say someone cheated in a relationship, and then the female gonna remind the man every time he does something wrong, well, you cheated on me, remember, in 1982. Now if that's the situation, then you're not then to me that's a toxic relationship. That
Yeah.
it's not working. It's not that it's not gonna, it's just not working. So that's why I said two people need to decide, okay, I cheated, these are the things that we need to do in order to go forward. Are you willing to do that? Yes, I will try. And again, no one says it's going to be a week. No one says it's going to be a month. Maybe it could take a year to get back to a level of trust. But are two people willing to work at it?
I think that's the most important thing.
I told you I'm super intelligent.
You're gonna make me pee on myself.
See, and your man will still love you.
You know my bladder is not the same after having a second baby. I gotta tell you that. Oh Lord, help me.
Oh, something to look forward to. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. So, out of your book and the steps that you wrote, what do you think is the most important step in the book as far as getting over the beat beat man?
So this is my thing, and this to me, this is my number one for me, and that comes with the friends and who you seek advice from. People use the word friends, like I like to say, for everything. BFF, friends with benefits. I felt like the word friend has been watered down, and it does not hold value how it used to hold value. So I
Mm,
have someone that's very close to me, and I call them a confidant. And some people be like, "Well, that's the same thing," and I beg to differ. So to me, a confidant, you're going through something and it could be a breakup or anything else. A confidant, they're there for you. They listen, they nod. You can definitely rely on them. You can trust them that what you say to them is not going to go to 10 other people, right?
mm,
To me, what people get confused, friend and confidant, a friend could be somebody you have something in common with. We both like playing tennis, we like swimming, we go, we do these activities, we have fun, but that doesn't mean you have to tell them which leg your husband raised up that morning, how you cook
mm,
your husband. Like certain things, that's not what you tell that person. You could tell a confidant that you can trust to say that to that person. So know the difference between a friend and a confidant, and know who you can talk to. A lot of times when you're talking to someone about your relationship, you don't actually want anyone to fix it. You just want someone there to listen, and a confidant
yes.
will listen. A friend want to tell you 100 different things, what they would do, how they would do it. Let's do a drive-by. That's all cute. And you're like, that's my ride or die. That's not your ride or die. That's your ride to prison. So all I got to say is just be conscious and know the difference between friends and a confidant. That doesn't mean you have to get rid of all your friends, but
Right.
you could use this friend for drinking on Tuesdays, once a month. You have your book buddy. So just know the difference. And people say they only, if you're lucky enough, you might have 2 or 3 confidants in a lifetime. So don't go around there thinking, oh, I have a confidant every week. It doesn't work like that. So know the
Yeah.
difference between a friend and a confidant.
Yeah, I think, oh my God, I think that is like a very, very true statement, because I had an experience. One, it wasn't my experience, but basically someone that I know was kind of going through a divorce, and the friend that they had, it was a very, very good friend, and they told them everything. And then, like, long story short, the person got back with the husband, and then the friend was like, why? And and I felt like it was because she was told too much. Sometimes you have to be careful how much you tell someone.
Right. And that person, and you got to understand too, a friend won't be judgmental, because whatever decision you decide to make, honestly, it's your decision. You make it for yourself. Whatever that person, as your confidant, they're just going to be there, and they're going to be there for you regardless of whatever choices that you made, because they're supposed to be there. A friend always want to tell you, oh, this is what you did wrong and this is what you're going, and then they're going to be have such a nasty attitude towards you or even the person you with. That's no way to be
Yes.
living. Who wants to have that person at the function? Oh yeah, he did this to her. No.
I was that friend. I'm guilty. I was that
Yeah,
friend.
you look at.
I was that friend because I had a really, really good friend of mine that was in a really toxic relationship. And I was just like, oh my God, like, why are you continuing to deal with this BS? But that's who she loves.
Right. And some people need
Eventually,
to
I
go.
got the point.
Exactly. And some people need to go through it. Hopefully, it's not one of those toxic relationships where it ends in death or abuse or whatever the case might be. But sometimes you have to let people be. And sometimes for you, as the confidant or the person being on the outside, sometimes you might have to remove yourself from that situation for
Mhm.
your own good.
Yes. That's exactly what I did. I kind of just removed myself. I stopped making comments and I started just to listen, right? Because I was talking to someone on my last show about this. It's like, sometimes you have to, when you're talking to someone, you have to ask them, okay, do you want my opinion or do you want me to just listen? Do you want me to be quiet or do you not want me to say anything?
Yes. And I have a friend that does that too. And most 99% of the time, I'm like, just shut up and listen. Because sometimes even when you hear yourself talk, you could solve your own issue, own issues, and sometimes you already know the answer to the question. Sometimes you just need someone to just be there to shut up, and you could hear yourself talk while that person is just there being still.
Right,
I won't
because
say we know the answer to all these things. We just sometimes you need someone else to just be there and be like, yeah, girl, you need to do that. You know you don't need to do that.
you need a hype person, but
Yeah.
in quiet. So, what was the best thing? Like, what was the most enjoyable moment while you were writing this book?
Enjoyable moment.
Hmm.
Being able to just pour some of myself out, because I had done like a short ebook before, and then I had a good confidant by the name of Brenda Warren. She's called a solutionist, that encouraged me to extend it. And she said, if you add your story, your own little story, people would attach to it, people would see themselves in it, because a lot of times people, when they go through breakup, they swear to God they're the only ones in the world, and this is the only person in the world as it has ever happened to. So when you have, I think me being able to share my story and be open, even sometimes I read it back, I'm like, why did I tell people that? That's not their business. My God. But just being able to share, I think it was a release for me myself. And I have had to reread my own book at times when you go through, even not even a serious relationship, but certain situations in your life. You need a refresher. We all need refresher. We need
Yeah,
reminders. So mine was more of a release for me, and it helped me while I was writing the book.
that was good. So it helped you through the stages of your grief.
Yeah, and just sometimes life in general. Some of the steps in there, that's it's real. It's relationship wise, but it could actually help you with other things that's going on in your life as well.
Oh wow. I'm definitely going to get the book.
You didn't have a choice. I was gonna threaten you after this podcast anyway. So
I love supporting, and I'm so glad that you were able to come on this show and you were able to talk and give your funny personality. I gotta have you, I feel like I gotta meet you in person now.
where do
Where
you
you
live?
from?
Well, originally I'm from the greatest island on earth, which is Trinidad and Tobago. But
Yes.
presently I live in New York, in Queens, where queens live.
Hey, I'm in Queens too.
Shut the
We
hell up.
yes, we're gonna talk. We'll talk offline. Miss Francois, tell the people where they can find you. Tell them where they could buy your book. Tell them about your other book. Go ahead, tell them.
So it's very easy. It's my name. So just check out my website, www.miss, that's mssfrancois.com. And I'm on every social media platform there is. It's my name, Miss Francois. It's that easy. If you want to check my book, you could definitely continue to go on my website, or you can put my name in on Amazon. And believe me, everything pops up because I'm about to blow up.
My cheeks are hurting. This was such a great, great interview. Miss Francois, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for shedding your light and your laughter. And I hope we can do this one more again.
No problem, my dear. Thank you so much for having me. This was
Take
awesome.
care. Have a good
Totally.
one.
Bye.